Welcome everyone to a new episode of our podcast Future and I. Today we have, two things which are different. First of all, we are live here at the Power Conference in Würzburg. And as you can probably already hear, this is our first episode in English because we have a very, very great guest here today. Just, flew in from the US.
I did.
So I would like to, introduce Scott Forstie.
Well, thank you.
Thank you for being here.
It's a pleasure to be here. I've been at the Power events in the previous years, and I'm just delighted to be back.
That's awesome. So, would you like to, say some?
Sure. So, if you don't know me, I'm the DB2FRI business architect. I'm from IBM development team in Rochester, Minnesota in the US. So my scope of responsibilities are everything related to the database. I lead a database development team that's just incredible. Just a joy to work with them. But it's even more joyful to be with directly with clients and partners and vendors and see what they're doing and hear what they need to have added to the database. And today's Congress and tomorrow I'll be giving many sessions on things related to DB2, SQL I'm known for. And I'm bringing the SQL big and strong to this conference. I just love coming to Germany. Everything about Germany is just splendid, especially the people. But I have to say, I got here last night. I walked around the city. It's just gorgeous. It's just beautiful. That's one of the things I always do on a business trip is get out and amongst and discover where are you at, and don't just be in the hotel. So off to a great start and glad to be here.
Yeah, thank you very much. And welcome to Germany.
Thank you.
It's always a little, sad because, as you said, usually you only stay in the hotel and you don't really walk around, see the city. But you also told me earlier that you saw, a restaurant where you can eat bratwurst. So
yes.
You are in Germany.
Even more than that, I did my research. So I learned that one of the specialties for the bratwurst in this location is they cook them twice as long as the bun, and then they snap them in half to fit.
Yeah, true.
It's brilliant. I'll have to take that back home and do that with my family, and they'll probably wonder why are you breaking the bratwurst? I'm like, this is German style, right?
So you have a story to tell back home.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I found this place. It's the number 6 rated restaurant in all of Würzburg, and it delivers. It was just delicious. It only cost €3, but it's probably the best food I've had here yet.
Perfect. That's so great that you, like Germany and the German food especially. But do you have, the conference just started, today actually. So do you have any expectations for these days? I
came here wondering just how many people would show up. I've been around the world at different events. Some are in person only and others are hybrid. Others are doing online only. So we're in this transition phase, of course. All of us are in it together. So I was wondering how many people will be here. I just walked over to where they're having the opening session. The room is packed.
Yeah.
It's just great. Right. And as we can hear behind us, the vendor community is here in great numbers and in great spirits. So that was the number one thing I was curious about as I was preparing all of my content for this conference. And I always work with Gabrielle from the board here. And I offer anything I can do to make the conference more successful is what I agree to. So she signed me up for 9 sessions.
Oh, wow.
So I need to spare my voice. So I thought I'd add a podcast to it. That's going to help me.
Awesome. Yeah, same for me. I will talk a lot today. We will record a lot of episodes. So we have to save our voices.
All of us in the US, we didn't know about your podcast. So I've already shared the existence of it with our marketing leader in IBM.
Awesome.
Brandon Pedersen is now aware of it. Our product manager, senior product manager, she's aware of it as well. So news is going to spread fast about this podcast.
Awesome. So I feel like we need more international episodes, more in English, so that everyone in the US can listen to it as well.
I'm sure some of my colleagues would agree to do it. So just reach out and we can line that up.
Awesome. Yeah. So let's get a little bit deeper into your passion and IBM I, of course. That's what this podcast is mostly about. So, yeah, from what I heard from you so far, IBM, especially IBM I, has been part of your life for a really long time. So why are you still so motivated and enthusiastic about this technology?
That's a great question. What drives a person is important. I'm passionate about everything to do with IBM I because I find it interesting. As a technologist, if you're bored, you're probably not going to be very excited about going to work every day. I love my job because there's always something interesting to discover and what clients are trying to get done, what challenges they're meeting. And it's very rewarding if you can help them.
Yeah.
If you can give them some idea, or in my case, I give them some bit of SQL and then I hear back, wow, that's great. So that we already have that in production and we're on to the next topic. So the IBM I is especially known for a strong community. And we see that here at this conference.
True.
What makes a community? Well, you have to be engaged and interacting with people, and you'll get so much more out of it for yourself if you see that.
Yeah, I really like this sense of community. Also here, when I arrived yesterday, I usually don't see those people, during the year, and everyone was so kind, so friendly, and we started to talk, and it's just like talking to a friend, not to a business colleague. I
probably renewed about 10 friendships in the last half hour. People I hadn't seen in years, I've seen again. When I went over to get a cup of coffee, I got a request for enhancement. Somebody asked me for enhancement. So it's great, and that's, I welcome that, right? That's the kind of interaction that makes us have a better product, have a better offering. And then of course, everyone's more successful.
Yeah. And what I think everyone here is also open for feedback. So it's not just, I don't know, you are giving a speech or talking about IBM I, and it's just input, but you also get something back. There's a lot of feedback, a lot of discussions here. So I really like that. Everyone wants to get involved and be part of those technologies.
Our database is famous for lots of things, and some of it is it's been running businesses for decades, right? And serving the needs of the business. But I think at the same time, we're bringing out new technologies that people can explore. So you don't have to move away from the traditional, but you can choose to add in some of the new topics and do new things in addition to doing, the traditions.
True.
So I'll be talking about those today and tomorrow. Things like bringing Watson into DB2 for I. It's kind of an exciting idea of being able to use Watson technologies with a simple SQL query.
True. I can already hear SQL is your
guilty.
Your favorite topic.
I had somebody ask me, so how well do you speak German? I said, not so well.
You can try.
I can try. And then they asked, well, what languages do you know? And I said, well, SQL. Yeah, they laughed too.
So SQL is actually, I mean, you can try to communicate with it, but
yeah, it's the language of the database, but it's also the language of so much more. On our platform, we've been able to extend SQL to be the language for anybody who's using IBM I. It's really exciting days. Looking at the IBM I is something that it's relational data everywhere. That's the universe to me.
So I was, of course, doing some research before, and I found SQL means Scots query language.
Oh,
no?
Yeah. That's a funny one. So I made that joke maybe 10 years ago. I made it in a setting where, IBMers were famous for acronyms. We have all these acronyms. It's hard to keep track of what they all mean. And so I made this joke. It just happened to be the same. S is the same as for Scott as it for structured query language. So I just made it my own because I do work with it every day, and I'm responsible for the caretaker of the language. But in all sincerity, I believe it's the language for every user. So, but we have a bit of fun as well, as you can see. What's your day without having a bit of fun?
True. And what is work without having fun? I feel like it's probably for me, the best part of going to work every day is, of course, the content and everything I learn, but also being surrounded by nice people and talk to them and just, discuss things and not only be. That's, for example, one thing I really didn't like about, working from home.
Oh, yeah.
Full time, especially.
It's really difficult.
Yeah, because I like, getting in touch with other people.
And the ability to celebrate the small victories.
True.
We have all these small victories and we need to stop and enjoy them, because there's always going to be that next problem. And if we always live in the problem state, we'll not be smiling as much as we should. But I understand what you're talking about. The interactions online are just, they don't have that same depth.
True. And also before this conference, we were also a little concerned that people now again have a lot of events and meetings and they can just not make it to this conference. But it's awesome to see that for many people, it is so important to be here that they just said, okay, I can't do any other meetings today. I will be in Würzburg. So that's great. A
lot of the magic happens between the events, between the planned events. You have these spontaneous interactions with people and the sharing of ideas or technologies or techniques. You look over someone's shoulder and you say, like, how are you doing that? And then all of a sudden you've learned a new approach to handling a problem. Just that soundboarding, that interacting, it's inspiring.
It's really, I really like that. So I just said earlier, you were doing this for so many years. How many years in total?
Oh, boy. So how many years in total? I've been an IBM employee for over 33 years.
Wow.
Wow. I know, because I look so young, right?
It's loyalty.
My youthful attitude is carrying the day. It is a bit of loyalty. I have to admit, I didn't start out my career with this in mind. Mm-hmm. What young person would start a career saying, okay, I'm joining a company, I'm going to be there for the rest of my career?
But did you start with the technology? So like that was in your in your mind that you will work in that field? I was
at the University of Minnesota and I was studying mathematics and computer science, and I had to decide what to major in. And I chose computer science. It was almost like a coin flip. But the next year I realized I made a very good choice because I enjoyed all of the course contents. I focused on artificial intelligence at the university. So I got to learn some advanced ideas, and that was, a long time ago, but a lot of those ideas still carry forward today. And some of the ways of approaching problems and thinking about things are a little bit different. But then I joined IBM in New York, working on mainframes. I worked on what's known as Z today. Mm-hmm. It was, I was part of a team that brought the Unix operating system to the mainframe. And after I had done that for a while, my wife and I wanted to move to Minnesota and found a job working on the IBM I. And the rest of, they say, is history. Moved into database, and I've been in database for probably over 25 years.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's a long time, but also a very, successful history so far.
Thanks. Yeah. I haven't thought about retirement yet, just because it's such an enjoyable endeavor, right? Being here and being at conferences is one of the things I really enjoy. I also love working on the technology. And so, like I've already mentioned, we have a really strong database development team. If you look at what we're delivering in December of this year to IBM I 7.4 and 7.5, it's an extensive amount of enhancements. Where are those coming from? They come from every direction. I hear from people directly, like I heard in the coffee line today. You might get your next great idea there. We come up with some of our own things that people never ask for. We think about adding. So we're really excited to hear and see what do people think of these enhancements. How fast are they going to use them? What are they going to do with them? They're going to surprise me, I'm sure.
That's true. And the most important thing is fun, to really enjoy what you're doing.
Yeah.
And I think it's so interesting because that's a question I often ask, because it's crazy that you and a lot of especially other people here, have a great passion for something or a technology that's probably not the most fanciest one, if you can say that. It's more like maybe outdated or something. What do you say to people they think? that.
I think one of the things I've noticed with technologists is they like what they know. You know, it's comfortable. You have muscle memory. You know how to do it. It's your comfort zone. So you usually lean towards that. But I encourage them to spend time every day exploring things you don't know. Part of that is, this is going to sound like career management stuff. Time management. Create time boxes for yourself to have fun. No responsibilities. This next 30 minutes, I can do something new, explore something new. And if you dedicate yourself to that day after day, you'll grow a brand new skill set.
True.
And that's one of the ways you can learn something like freeform RPG or SQL or open source or, how to do things different in the IFS. There's so many things. You can choose where you want to grow, but it comes with a strategy, like a personal strategy that's going to help your career.
True. And you also, within that time, I feel like you have to challenge yourself. For example, a year ago, the comments said to me, do you want to do this podcast? And I was like, oh my God, talking about, a topic I'm not really familiar with in detail, because I don't have a technological background. So I feel like that's also something you should do every day.
Well, you're very good at it. So you've learned quickly. Amazing.
I tried. No, but that's probably really, really important. So to just wrap it up a little, what are your suggestions for people maybe listening now to us and they think, I'm studying, I don't know, something IT based, so why should I do IBM IO? What is important to know before you decide to work in that field?
Okay, so that's a really good set of questions. Some of the things I would encourage people to do is look at what employers are using. IBM I is almost everywhere. It's in all of these different industries. So pick an industry that appeals to you and start to specialize in things. I built my career. My career didn't find me. I spent time every day looking at, where do I want to be? And I would just start doing things that got me closer to that. So my career perspective is more of, I don't look to managers to give me direction. I actually treat them like they're my employee. They're there to help me. And if I can help them be successful, my career will blossom. So from a technical perspective, I'm drawn to exploration, learning new things, trying to solve things that people haven't solved before or make things easier. One of the things we like to think that we're delivering is an awesome client experience. So even the smallest annoying thing might be worthy of spending time on. So if we can embrace those kinds of concepts, then we'll be drawn to things that are higher value. And when you're doing things that are high value, you see the rewards. You see them personally. You see the smile on the face of your colleague or your customer, and you see the advancement of your career.
True. I like that you really see the big picture of it, and the point that you made, that it's really important to see your team really as a team, and not everyone is working for themselves, but you're working together and have to help each other. And even though you are the manager or you can be a change agent too. So this idea of a change agent is you might be in a situation where there's a well-established set of things that you do. That's what the team is expected to do. And it takes somebody who decides to add in something new. That's a champion, right? Yeah. So you can be that champion. Choose a topic, demonstrate success to the business, because people are going to be scared, right? Any change is risky. So then I see that as a major roadblock to people doing interesting new things. So you can get buy-in by demonstrating success along the way. Start small, but do it frequently. And before you know it, the whole thing that you're working on has changed. The environment is different. It's fresh. People want to be there because they have the chance to innovate. True. Yeah. So, and also, one of my last questions, every day motivate yourself to do more in that field
I
to
do.
work on IBM I. But maybe there are also people who think every day, it's so boring. I don't want to do it anymore. Is there anything for them you can say?
Yeah. You have to feed your soul a little bit. So I have passions beyond technology. I'm our family's cook. I like to run. I like to get outdoors and breathe the fresh air. So those are some of the things that refresh me. So my work day is usually flexible, because if you just work the standard set of hours every day, maybe it's not as interesting to you and not as rewarding. So take a break, get out there and do something different. And what I've noticed happens is if I release the technology for a minute or two or an hour, then some new ideas come through. You create space and you feel better about it because you have a little bit better work-life balance, and you come back and you do amazing things. So, that's how I approach it.
That's true. I talked about work-life balance before in a podcast episode, and my guest said for him today it's more a work-life integration. It's not about balance anymore, because you have the chance today to work 2 hours and then say, okay, there are no meetings anymore, so I can go out for a run or just walk around.
Exactly. Right.
And that's what's interesting for me also, because you can really do what you want to do in that moment, and it's not like you have to sit here from 8 to 5, I don't know, for example.
Yeah.
And just work.
And we all have something that is hard to get started, like whether it's working on a paper or a presentation. There's something that it's just hard sometimes to get started. And my approach to that is time boxing again. I might say, okay, well, Scott, you don't want to work on that, but what if you only spent 15 minutes on it? Would you feel better about that? Yes, I talk to myself all the time. And, if you just spend 15 minutes on a topic, it's amazing what you can get done. It's just deciding to have just a small amount of time. It doesn't feel as scary or such a burden if you approach it that way. And then you relieve the pressure on yourself.
Yeah. And it's not always about, I don't know, reaching some targets or doing this or that, what might be important for your company. Also, if you have, I don't know, a to-do list of 10 points, sometimes you just have to say, okay, I leave that, though. Exactly. Nothing will happen. And I can just concentrate on myself.
At least for my job, you're never done. There's always something to do. So you need these strategies to be a happy person.
Yeah.
Right.
That's really important. Yeah. I really like, talking to you about motivation. That's really, really inspiring.
Well, thanks. Yeah, this is an awesome podcast. I'm going to recommend it to my friends.
I hope so. So I take that to my list that we have to produce more episodes in English. But to come to an end, what are your plans for today, for the next days? What is your plan for this conference and the future in general?
So I have my own room here. They've been awesome. They gave me a room. I found it already. It's beautiful. I'll be in there all day today and tomorrow. I have 9 sessions that I prepared back in Rochester. So I hope they're things that people enjoy hearing. So I'll be talking about the database, but I'll go to the dinner tonight and do some mingling with others. And
awesome.
Yeah. And lunchtime here is always a fun event. I have to say the food I see at this event is amazing.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's a really smart move. As somebody who's the cook, I think it's really important to serve high quality food and drink, and people feel better about what they're doing. So I'll be enjoying the food and drink as well. And then at the end of the session tomorrow, then I'll make my way to visit a client on Thursday in a different part of Germany. So I'm exploring as much as I can while I'm here, and making the best of the trip.
That's awesome. I hope you will like it here and you have a great time.
Well, thank you.
And just to let you know, we have a last question we ask every time. Because our title is Future and I, so it's about the future of IBM I. And my last question every time is, what do you think how the future of IBM I looks like? Positive, negative?
Okay. Yeah, I think it's extremely positive. I look out decades for this platform. Really, I'm planning that far out in advance for a reason. Our company is investing in this platform. You can see it. I mean, how you measure things are by what somebody produces, right? We're producing a lot. What does that tell you? Because we're intending to be around a long time and position our clients to do amazing things. I think we're already doing it. We're seeing it here in this expo. See the amazing solutions right in front of us. Where is that coming from? It's coming from this technology that's there for a purpose. It's built from the ground up for a business. What does a business need? So positive would be my answer.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So I'm really thankful to have you here.
Thank you.
Great talking to you.
It was a pleasure.
And I hope you have a great time, and we might see us again in the future.
See you down the road.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.